Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And as we close in on the final hours of the campaign, and just ahead of the announcement of the new leader of the SNP and probable First Minister, other news comes to us about the SNP and the corruption, potentially anyway, that's going on at the heart of the party. And the police are now formally investigating a lot of high value purchases, including cars, that have gone on over the last sort of period of time, ever since that 600,000 apparently disappeared. So we're going to take a look at that now, and to remind ourselves how awful this party is, even before they get their new leader. Here goes. Right, so the police are investigating the SNP finances. They're examining high value transactions, including vehicle purchases, and the Sunday Mail can reveal how officers investigating £600,000 worth of fraud allegations at the SNP are probing these major transactions. Nobody knows where this 600,000 has gone, except perhaps the woman in the centre of that picture, maybe, allegedly. I'm sure. Police investigating fraud allegations at the SNP are probing high-value transactions, including vehicle purchases made by the party. Senior figures have been quizzed by detectives about items of spending and also gifts dating back to 2018 as part of the investigation, codenamed Operation Branchform. Crown prosecutors are now directing a probe which was triggered by at least 19 criminal complaints that £600,000 worth of donations to a ring-fenced referendum fund had been misappropriated and spent or salted away, and nobody knows where it's gone, except perhaps the man responsible for looking after that money, who recently had to resign because he was a proven liar. And lo and behold, there's a picture of him. And that lovely couple, they don't know. No wonder they're smiling. I mean, who knows? Let's say they could be smiling, perhaps because their bank balance is particularly high. But who am I to say? We're only speculating here. And speculation is fine, as long as we don't say that they've actually done it. And so I'm not saying they've actually done it. And I insist that they're both completely innocent of every single thing that they've always said they're innocent of. All these police investigations are simply a side issue. We revealed how former Treasurer Douglas Chapman was spoken to as a witness by officers in the days before Nicola Sturgeon announced her shock resignation. It's funny, isn't it? She resigns just after the police start to get close to her. She and her husband, the former SNP Chief Executive Peter Murrell, say they have yet to be interviewed, but I'm pretty sure that's coming, and we want to hope that it absolutely is. A source said police are particularly interested in vehicle purchases and other items of capital expenditure. Some of the people spoken to have been surprised to find questioning focused on this rather than the donations. And the last accounts filed for the party show an £80,000 tangible asset of motor vehicles. An SNP spokesman last night declined to comment on the vehicles owned by the party. He said, "We will cooperate fully with the police investigation and will make no further comment." I think they'll certainly not make any comments, but I don't know about the fully cooperating with the police, because they know if they did, they'd end up probably going to jail. Murrell resigned earlier this month after taking responsibility for lies told to the Sunday Mail over membership figures, plunging his party into crisis amid a leadership battle. Well, this is what happens when you keep being found out as a liar. And now that we know you're a liar about that, how can we believe anything he says about anything else? He is a liar. And therefore, when he says he has no knowledge of this 600,000 or can't remember paying the 107,000 back to the party, you have to question how much of that is actually true. The SNP communications chief also resigned after our exclusively revealing that 30,000 members had left and they were flatly denied, despite being 100% true. The Police Scotland fraud probe centres on the £600,000 of funds raised in 2017 and 19, which were to be ring-fenced for a referendum campaign. However, the SNP account showed less than 100,000 in the bank at the end of 2019, despite the fact a referendum had not been held. And the row sparked the resignation of several members of the party's ruling National Executive Committee in 2021. Edinburgh South MP Joanna Cherry said she was standing down from the NEC over transparency and scrutiny concerns. Three other members resigned from the party's Finance and Audit Committee, including the MP for Dunfermline and West Fife, Chapman. He was appointed in 2020 and published a promised to publish a more member-friendly set of accounts. And there's Douglas Chapman. He's put down after Murrell allegedly refused to fully open the book, saying he did not receive the support of financial information. Why was Murrell not allowing the books to be opened? What was he hiding? Why was he ashamed? Is that why the 107,000 allegedly went filtering back into the accounts from Murrell's account? Is that there? Is that trying to cover up and, hide? I don't like the word embezzlement, so I won't use it. But it is. A second senior SNP source, said Douglas Chapman is an honourable and professional man who has done absolutely nothing wrong. He was elected to the post of Treasurer to bring much needed transparency and accountability to the SNP's internal finances. However, he was obstructed at every turn in his efforts to do this by the Chief Executive, and as a result he resigned from the post. Murrell is up to his pig-like ears in this. He has hidden everything. He has lied. He is covering up and hiding all the information needed. That man needs to be in a police interview room with a tape running and some serious questions asked. And then when he's found out whichever way it should go, there needs to be a court case. He needs to go to court. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up going to jail. I'm not saying he's done anything wrong, of course, can't say that. But it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up going to jail because he can't recall making a payment of £107,000. Let me tell you, I can recall when I make a payment of £107. Never mind £107,000. Anyway, I shall round off there and finish, and we'll come up and round off the video. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens of all the police investigations, plural, there are many. But I think if any kind of criminality is discovered, and I think it most likely will be, they wouldn't be pushing this if they didn't think it was there, then they've got the proof that a crime has been committed. And then it's a case of who committed it, who is responsible. And ultimately, power lies at the top. And I think Murrell must be very, very concerned. And so it would be interesting to see that, the police get to the point where they're actually arresting him, charging him and forcing him to go to court. It would be interesting at that point to see also if they could charge Sturgeon. Would it be joint, or would she say, I know nothing about this, and drop him like a hot potato? And I think we all know the answer to that one. She will not stand by the man who is not quite her husband while she while she runs for the hills to avoid doing any time in jail herself. I think she will park him, she will throw him under the bus. I think that's undoubted what she'll do, because she'd throw anyone under the bus so long as it wasn't her. So it's going to be interesting once the sort of this investigation comes to a complete end, and they do the charging and see who goes where, and hopefully prison. But hey, we can only hope. That would be a nice ending to both their careers if they both ended up in clink, wouldn't it? Anyway, thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button right now. Ring the bell for notifications. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the videos. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. Let's hope there's some prison time coming for the lovely couple. And goodbye.